Another exciting one, wide open.
I'm gonna make an assumption that you get maybe a few business propositions going here when you're at the Derby.
Oh, listen, we use this to the utmost in terms of economic development. We bring people that we've been courting and companies we've been courting to the Derby, and I'll tell you what, nobody else has this tool.
Yeah.
And that's the great thing about it, is that it's very impressive to bring people in and to see how this is done. You know, Churchill does such a great job, Louisville does such a great job, and it just makes Kentucky proud.
Let's talk a little bit about, I mean, obviously we've got some more rain coming in right now, the flooding that you've seen, the devastation, and of course last week you had to call for some federal response.
Yes, and you know, it's not over yet, unfortunately, with this rain, and then the river is still rising on down west of us, and the worst part will be down in the far west, where the Ohio and the Mississippi converge, because both of them are flooding at the same time, and so the water really doesn't have any place to go. We've been working, we've had National Guard, we've got emergency management folks, everybody has been on the ground working every day with the local officials there. Got a bunch of levees built up to try to protect our towns, but you know, we're going to have a lot of agricultural land flooded. I've already asked the Secretary of Agriculture in Washington for an emergency disaster declaration so that it will open up some of those federal programs for our farm communities. We're going to have a lot of crops destroyed, that kind of thing. But you know, when you look at what happened in places like Alabama with all of the tragic loss of life, really we're in halfway decent shape compared to that. We're going to have a lot of property damage, but at least our people are safe, and that's really the first order of business.
The Livingston area, you're concerned about that, I'm sure.
Yeah, Smithland, I was down in Smithland the other day, I think last Thursday, and we helped them actually build the levees down there. We were filling sandbags, and they just had a great bunch of volunteers. We had National Guard. We even had some folks from Eddyville State Penitentiary who volunteered to come over, and they were also helping to build the levees, and we're keeping our fingers crossed there. It's going to be close. I think that their levee is at a certain height, and the Army Corps of Engineers at that point were saying, you know, this is going to be a close call as to whether the river rises a little higher than the levee there, but hopefully we'll be okay.
Now, your wife is right here in her area. I know her area of expertise. That's horses and horse racing, isn't it?
Oh, you know, there's no better industry for the Commonwealth of Kentucky than the horse industry.
How long have you been a part of owning horses or loving horses? Has this been since you were a child?
I think I was born with that gene.
That's all we all were.
I've been involved with them almost all my life. I've been a rider from the time I could find a horse to get on. Still continue to do when I have time.
Yes.
But you know, this is such a great time for Kentucky. All the eyes are on our state, and particularly on our equine industry. It's really good for all of us. Develops our pride, and it just lets Kentucky shine on the world stage.
Governor, I know that gambling on casino gambling and gaming has been a big part of for the horsemen, or at least Churchill Downs here in Keeneland. What are your thoughts right now? Are we ever going to see this pass?
Well, if I have anything to do with it, yes. But you know, it takes more than just me. It takes the legislature to step up. But in my mind, we've got to do something to even the playing field out there. All of our competition in all of the other states now have some form of expanded gaming, and that puts money into their purses and money into their breeders' incentive programs that is so much more than what we're doing. And we need to step up and level that playing field for our horse industry. You know, we're the best place in the world for horses, and we all know that. I mean, we're the horse capital of the world. But I don't like what's happening in terms of this competitive situation. We've got to step up and protect about 100,000 Kentuckians who work in this business. You know, this is not just a few rich guys out here. I mean, this for the most part are a bunch of Kentuckians who do this for a living and work hard to make a living and to make ends meet in this horse business. And that's who we owe our efforts to, and I'm going to keep at it.
Good deal. Appreciate you all going out to Boys Haven, I understand, today. Appreciate all the work you do with them. They're very, very valuable here in the Commonwealth.
Well, we've got so many wonderful people that step up in things like Boys Haven and other efforts. Our volunteers in this state, and Kentuckians in general, just really make me proud to be a Kentuckian.
Good to see you again.
Thank you.
All right, that's Governor Jane Beshear. Good to see you all.
Good to see you.
Thanks, Governor.